Goeiedag! Good day, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world.
I've been looking around for salvation. I've been looking around for the truth. All around me I see frustration, and I looked all over till I found you. I sit and listen to your stories, and you're telling me, please don't worry. Lot in this world you should know, and love in life is where you should go. If you're looking for somewhere to go, if you're looking for someone to know, if you're looking for someone to guide you, then love in life will guide you.
Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world, and welcome to tonight's live stream. Now, tonight we're going to be talking about something very, very different. And let's just start this off by just mentioning that earlier this month in South Africa, I was hosted by my personal assistant, Marlene de Villiers, in Krugersdorp. I witnessed firsthand the debilitating pain, discomfort, and resulting disability caused by her knees when it came to walking or even movement. In fact, she was wheelchair-bound when leaving her home. Due to age and polio as a young woman, Marlene lost nearly all the cushioning cartilage most of us enjoy in our knees. Lack of this cartilage often leaves older people like Marlene totally disabled. I know there are a lot of elderly people who can empathize with Marlene's challenges. Marlene's life of excruciating pain has been lifted since my return to Australia through a series of extraordinary coincidences, including Chris Hattingh's close friendship with DCX Bullion CEO Dion Rebella, and a live stream I had in the middle of the COVID madness a couple of years ago, when Chris Hattingh joined us to discuss his trauma in being held in the international lounge of a German international airport for over a week, due directly to the lockdown. The health product that Chris introduced Marlene to has changed Marlene's life. It is a non-invasive patch called X39 from LifeWave. US-based LifeWave has seen an extraordinary explosion in sales in the last couple of years. I will ask our guest Chris Hattingh to talk about that in a moment. But first, here is my PA's testimonial for this particular product. Let me just get the right page up here. Sorry guys, I've just got this little old... There we go. Now, let's go. Where's March? Where's March? Where's March? There. Okay. Okay, here's Marlene's testimonial.
It's Marlene de Villiers here, Scott's PA from Loving Life TV. Most of you will know that I have been battling with severe problems with my knees for many, many years, but especially the last year it has become unbearable and extremely painful to the point that I have become disabled, and I only left home maybe once in 2.5, 3 weeks. And then I had to go and buy some food. I'll go to only one shop, and then I would have had to take like 2 anti-inflammatories and a painkiller in order to do that. And then I met Chris Hattingh on Monday. He came and he patched me with X39 LifeWave stem cell technology patches. Within 2 days, the swelling in my knees have gone. The inflammation has gone. That renders me more mobile. Here in the house, I can now walk properly like a normal human being, which I could not do before. Scott is there to vouch how bad my knees were. He saw me. You all know he came to see me. Scott was totally shocked when he saw the state my knees are in. I told him all along how bad it is, but he did not foresee that it was in such a bad way. Well, all I can say, I'm in this for the long haul because I need to be able to walk again.
Okay, there you go. That's from Marlene. Now, everybody on Loving Life knows Marlene, and I've known Marlene for several years. We talk most nights about upcoming live streams, and I can assure you that she is a straight shooter. I've also bought into LifeWave as a result of Marlene's astounding pain relief following the application of the patches, and will be applying them to hopefully turn around my ailment, which is macular degeneration of my eyes, another area where they have been found to be extremely effective. The cost of buying it is about the same as a visit to the dentist, but the relief sufferers will get from pain, or those with ailments will get through using the patches, is enormous. For elderly people with a list of medical conditions, LifeWave's X39 not only provides proven relief and cure using non-invasive stem cell phototherapy technology, but also the opportunity to establish a financial business while helping others in your community suffering pain. Chris will explain how this works. Best of all, LifeWave kicks Big Pharma where it hurts, in their big, dishonest backsides. Let me show you a video which will give you more information and background to X39, this miracle product, or patch.
It's not too often that an opportunity comes along that puts you in the right place at the right time with the right product. But that's exactly where you find yourself as you discover the power of LifeWave technology and the opportunity it represents for you. Our mission? To share products with the world that enhance the health, wellness, beauty, and longevity of every person we encounter. If that resonates with you, take a moment and imagine. Have you heard about the billions being spent in the race to cash in on the promise of stem cells? We're told the possibilities in the future for improving our health and wellness using stem cell science from Big Pharma are huge. But what if the future was now? What if you could be perfectly positioned to take advantage of the stem cell revolution today? Partnering with an established company with proven technology, using a business distribution system that puts you in the driver's seat now. Too good to be true? Absolutely not.
It's what the world wants. We don't want drugs. We don't want injections. We don't want surgery.
I've never seen anything like this in 21 years of being a doctor, anything coming close to doing what this technology does for people.
This is a pivotal moment in alternative medicine and in the future of technology and healing and helping people.
Stem cells are the future. As a wellness company, we needed to be part of the stem cell revolution. And with X39, that's exactly what's happened.
That's David Schmidt, LifeWave's founder, CEO, and inventor of X39, his latest breakthrough in what is wearable, virtually weightless technology.
I'm now 50 years old and I feel like 30 years.
In 2 days, X39, my knee pain was really gone.
It's a really fun thing to share with people because everybody is amazed by it.
What does X39 do? It harnesses light to elevate a copper peptide proven to activate stem cells.
We're bringing regenerative science to everyone, and we're doing it safely and inexpensively and with extraordinary benefits. So this is why we have such an advantage in the marketplace and what makes our opportunity for our business builders so enormous.
This is cutting-edge science with no competition that's safe, affordable, non-invasive, and drug-free. We have an X39 video that tells you all about the science, so be sure to watch it. But with over 80 clinical studies behind it and multiple worldwide patents protecting it, the science is settled.
It's a game changer.
There is absolutely no competition.
You're not going to be able to find this in any other different company.
So where do you come in? Our distribution model is network marketing, an industry that approaches $200 billion a year in sales worldwide. People telling people about products and building teams of team builders that accelerate that word of mouth. It's big business, and LifeWave is growing fast within it.
It's very unusual that you would have cutting-edge science make its way into network marketing. But as it turns out, because our products produce immediate effects, immediate benefits, sharing the product face-to-face makes it the ideal way to share the technology.
The only thing you have to do is go out and share it with people. That's it.
You don't have to be a medical doctor like me. Everybody can do this.
You try the patch and you love it.
The reaction that people give us is like, wow.
With warehouses now in multiple countries, distribution in over 100, and the capability to manufacture millions of units per month already in place, LifeWave is ready for you. Just think about who you know and all the people they know that would like more energy without the buzz, to reduce or eliminate pain, to sleep better, all without drugs, to look and feel younger without risky procedures. The list of benefits using our products is long. The market's vast. Are you starting to get the idea here? You're on the threshold of something significant. I mean, think about it. This is an opportunity with global reach where there's help and support alongside you every step of the way, and it's all fueled by a science that has no competition. As a member, you have an incredible array of marketing support, training, and business services that allow you to focus on what's important, spreading the word about LifeWave and helping us expand.
The growth in the future is going to be fast because of X39.
Once you learn about the X39 and you see what it's doing for people, for me, I feel like it's an obligation to share it.
Today, more and more people are really looking for solutions for a better lifestyle.
Everybody wants to look younger, everybody needs more sleep, wants to have more energy, wants to get rid of pain.
And LifeWave is fun because you're making a difference in people's lives. It's not a little difference, it's a big difference.
LifeWave gave my children their mother back. When you're able to move someone's health as much as we can with LifeWave, see what change that made into people's life, that's amazing. It is. You can literally change someone's life. And I love that.
So there you have it. Look, whatever you want, however high your goals, however big your dreams, it's all possible with LifeWave. So be sure to get back to the person who suggested you watch this video and get started today. Try X39 or one of our other fantastic products so you can learn for yourself what all the excitement is about when it comes to LifeWave. Whatever you do though, be sure to get started today because the clock is ticking. The time is now. You don't want to miss out. We're building LifeWave to $1 billion company. Let's do it together.
Okay, so that's the promotional video for LifeWave X39, and I'm really excited by the opportunity to be part of this amazing product. And there is a link below this live stream video to enable you as a LifeWave patcher to be part, or patch user, to be part of the Loving Life Network team and to benefit directly from our marketing as a support vehicle for you. If you have aches and pains, X39 patches will help you, and you will get in early to build a small business with a health product that will soon explode into the mainstream. So there are amazing opportunities for all of us who become involved at this early stage, even if you are in good health. In all the years I've been hosting Loving Life, I've never before endorsed a third-party product. Next week, I get my patches and will then provide personal feedback on how this X39 technology is working for me. Please ask any questions you have in the side chat, and remember to register on lovinglifetv.com to be kept informed. I'll now get my guest Chris Hattingh on to discuss this phenomenal, non-invasive health product. Here we go. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Scott. How you doing?
Excellent, thank you. Excellent. What about you?
On top of the world, hey. On top of the world. I'm feeling like 8 years younger.
How long have you been using the patch, just for out of interest sake?
Just on 4 months. Just on 4 months.
Now, one of the benefits of the patch is that people do look younger. And you said to me that your beard is now going black again and the grey is disappearing.
Yep. I was starting to go silver, and I was starting to get some crow's lines by my eyes. And, they talk about the collagen getting repaired and actually de-aging. And I thought, that's for other people. You see it and you see testimonies. But to see it actually working on yourself is mind-blowing. I've actually seen people that I haven't seen for like over a year, and I've had about, 7, 8 comments, people telling me, Chris, you're looking younger, what are you doing? So it's getting attention big time.
I'm looking forward to that benefit as well, I have to tell you. Now, Chris, last time we spoke on a live stream, you were stuck in an international airport. That must have put a few grey hairs on your head.
Just a tad. I remember being on the call with you. So it's about 2 years ago now.
It is.
I took the wrong COVID test. I took the rapid test instead of the PCR, and they locked me in Frankfurt Airport for 4 days. That was quite an experience.
Absolutely. In fact, there's a film about that, someone being locked in or being stuck in an airport for years. Now, let's get on to the product. How and when did you hear about LifeWave?
Well, it was end of last year. I was busy with quite a big project, and I was working literally 14, 16 hours a day, Monday to Sunday, and I hit complete burnout. I got to the point where I had black rings under my eyes. I was tired all the time, and it was about the end of October. I was on a Zoom call, and a very good friend of mine by the name of George, who stays in Mallorca, Spain. While I was on the Zoom, there were about 300 people on the Zoom, and he sent me a message on WhatsApp, and he said, Chris, you look like shit. So I thought, wow, thank you for the compliment. I'm like, really?
With friends like that, who needs enemies?
That's a different way of getting someone's attention, Yeah. But it stopped me in my tracks. He actually said, Chris, I don't mean to offend you. I mean it in a good way. I'm quite concerned about you. You're not looking good. So he said, I've got something that I think can actually help you. And I said, what is it? And he said, no, it's patches by a company called LifeWave. I'll send you some info. And it kind of went over my head. I looked at the info. I glanced at it until about middle of November. He sent me a 6.5-minute voice note. And in his voice note, he was telling me about a friend of his that lives in France that has been suffering from tinnitus, the ringing sound in the ears.
Yes.
For about 40 years. and got onto these patches and started to see results. And I thought, wow. Now my girlfriend suffers from tinnitus, so that kind of stopped me in my tracks. And I said, okay, George, send me some more info. So he said, just scroll up. So long story short, he sent me a link. I registered on the 24th of November. 2 days later, the products arrived. It comes in a little sleeve like this. Here's the X39. And in the sleeve comes 30 little patches. This is what they look like.
And Chris, your video is stuck. I'm going to restart this call because we didn't actually see the patches. Just give me a second and I'll restart the call, okay?
Okay, sure.
Okay, guys, we need to restart the call because Chris was wanting to show us product there. So let's see if we can get this happening this time. Okay, Chris, you're back. No, that's better. Okay, do you want to show us the patches now?
Yeah. This is what it looks like. It comes in a sleeve, and in the sleeve comes 30 patches, and this is what they look like.
Right.
There we go. Or patch, that's called the X39. So the patches arrive, and this is where you put it. I've actually got one on the back of my neck here today.
Oh yeah, I see it.
There we go. So that's where you put the patches, because that is where there we go. That's where all the nerve endings are on the back, just below your neck, right? So I got onto the patches, and literally after 5 days, now I've just come out of burnout. I mean, I was like totally wiped out.
Right.
And I don't know if you know that feeling, that foggy brain, where your brain feels sort of disconnected from your body. And on day 5, it's quite funny, I was sitting outside with my girlfriend on the balcony, and I looked outside and I said to her, you know what? The trees look greener and the sky looks bluer. And she said, what? I said, it felt like this veil had been lifted off my head. My clarity of thinking, I couldn't believe how different it felt. It's like, I felt like I was in my mid-20s, that clarity of thinking that I got. And I thought, wow, this is seriously doing something. And after about 4 weeks, my energy levels increased. And I've been suffering from vertigo for the last 4 years. And I would take motion sickness tablets about 2-3 times a week. And I only realized that a month and a half in that I hadn't taken any of these tablets. It had actually taken my vertigo away. So I was absolutely blown away. But the biggest turning point was what it did for my mom. Have you heard of a disease called fibromyalgia?
Yes.
Right, so fibromyalgia is a muscle degenerative disease, and my mom got fibromyalgia 16 years ago.
Wow.
And we've taken her to doctors, specialists. She's been for drip therapy, chronic medication. In fact, they actually call it the suicide disease because the pain is literally so intense.
Yeah.
And I'd say she'd probably sleep about maybe an hour a night. She wouldn't sleep longer than an hour. The pain would actually wake her up. And I went to go see her about a week after being on the patches. And I said, Mom, I've got something that I need to share with you. And I showed her the sleeve. I said, this is going to help you. And she said, my boy, don't waste your money on me. We've tried everything. You know it's not going to work. I said, Mom, I just know in my heart, I know what it's done for me, how I'm feeling. I know it's going to help you. So I got her onto the patches. 3 days later, she sent me a WhatsApp and said, my boy, I don't know how to tell you this, but my toothache has disappeared.
Toothache?
So I'm like, toothache. So I said, I didn't even know you had toothache. She said, I didn't want to stress you out. I've had it for 6 months, but her toothache disappeared. And I thought, okay, right. Left it there, but she had an operation about 4 years ago where she got a lump taken off her nose. And for the last 2 years, she's had a cyst on the inside of her nose, which had actually been leaking. And she said every day the leaking got less and the cyst was getting smaller and smaller, where after 2 weeks, it turned into a little scab and fell away. So
Wow.
her cyst in her nose disappeared.
Wow.
Right? Okay, now here comes the kicker. She phoned me 3 weeks later in tears, and she said, "My boy, I slept right through for the last night for the first time, pain-free in 16 years."
Wow.
And that was the turning point for me. I thought, my goodness gracious, if it can work for my mom, it can work for anybody. So that's where I started putting a lot of effort into this. And I tell you what, the results and testimonies I'm seeing on a daily basis are absolutely mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing.
Well, look, I just want to put on the record, I haven't actually started the patch yet, but I do have macular degeneration. And when you talked about the trees being greener and the sky being bluer and all that sort of stuff, you got my attention. Because when I walk outside, not only do I have macular degeneration, but I also have a problem with the iris of my eye because it doesn't get smaller when the sun is brighter or get bigger when it's darker. So it's stuck in one place. And just to compound the problem, my left eye is completely blind. So I've only got one good eye, which is the right eye. And for example, if I go into the shopping center, I can't recognize people at 20 yards because of my vision. So I'm very lucky when it comes to sitting in front of a computer. I can see it pretty much normally. But when it comes to distance or the actual brightness of light, that's why I have huge issues. So I'm just putting that on record now, because after I start taking the patches, I'll be able to say whether there's been changes for me personally with regard to my eye issues. Now, getting back to LifeWave, what are LifeWave stem cell rejuvenation patches? What are they?
Well, really, in a nutshell, what this does is it elevates your copper peptides in your body. And what the copper peptides do is then reactivates your own stem cells. So it's nothing coming into the body. Now, this has been clinically proven that by the age of 30, your body stops producing about half the stem cells in your body. And by the age of 60, your body hardly produces any stem cells at all. So when you get to 60, that's when the gray hair starts to kick in, the wrinkles kick in faster, your body heals a lot longer. It takes a lot longer for your body to heal. The aches and pains start to kick in. And this is because of the lack of stem cells, because stem cells are really your youth gene.
Yeah.
And it's been clinically proven. There was a case study, a test done with 15 people where after being on the patches for only 6 months, it reversed their age, their vascular age, by 8 years. And this has been clinically proven.
Right. Now, when we talk about vascular age, we're talking about the heart. And of course, that is, if you look at what's happening today, thanks to this COVID vax, the amount of myocarditis and pericarditis and other health-related or heart-related ailments that people of all ages are now facing, it's quite extraordinary. So this patch could actually help people who've got those sort of issues.
It definitely does help. David Schmidt, who's the owner, which I'll talk about shortly, actually did a talk talking about how the patches are helping detoxifying the body and definitely helping with the free radicals and getting all the poisons and everything out of your body, which is absolutely mind-blowing. There actually is about a 40-minute interview that he did beginning of the year, which we can share with people at a later stage.
Right. Now, look, one of the things that I find absolutely amazing is that it's non-invasive. In other words, you don't have to inject it like people with diabetes have to inject insulin into their bodies. You don't have to take a drug internally. It's something you just stick on your skin. It's rather like that patch they put on your skin if you want to stop smoking it, but obviously it has a different purpose.
Wow.
Now, How do patches work versus stem cell injections, and why did you raise your finger?
Because you were talking about the patches, like you think about the nicotine patches.
Yes.
Which I thought it was also transdermal. And very interesting, when my friend George shared the patches with me, I said, no, I know how it works. It gets absorbed to your skin. And he sent me a voice note and said, no, Chris, this works on low light wave frequency. It's frequency, non-transdermal. He just said that one word, frequency, and that got my attention. I thought, wow, this is a science that is absolutely mind-blowing technology. So going back to what you were asking about stem cell injections, you've got about a 50% chance that they will actually work, because what you're doing is you're actually putting other people's stem cells into your body. And where this is totally different, the science is completely different. This is, as I said just now, it's copper peptides getting stimulated, which then reactivate your own stem cells. Basically, those stem cells that fell asleep start to wake up, and they start to get to work, and it goes like a heat-seeking missile. And what it does is it goes into your body, and it actually goes and searches for the areas in your body that need the most amending or help.
Right. Now, how do the patches turn our stem cells back on? I know you've just covered that briefly, but just someone's asked in the side chat how this works. So perhaps you can just expand a bit on that.
It works through phototherapy. So what it does is it works on low light wave frequency. So as I say, inside here is it's a nanocrystal lattice, which is it's amino acids, salts, sugar. So there's nothing coming into your body at all. So it's totally non-transdermal and non-invasive. So the science behind it is, as you put the patch on, within 24 hours, what happens is it gets your copper peptides to kick in and and start to stimulate your own stem cells. So it works on phototherapy, where it works on the light coming into the body and bounces it back and forth, and gets the stem cells to start kicking in.
Right. Now, look, how long has LifeWave been in business? Because there are things that come and go. So just give us a bit of the background to the company.
Well, believe it or not, LifeWave has been around for 19 years.
Wow.
And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I haven't lived in a cave. And I'm actually quite surprised. I mean, I've done many different things in my life, and I cannot believe that this is the first time LifeWave has only crossed my path now. The history of it, the person who started LifeWave is a gentleman by the name of David Schmidt, and he's a scientist and he's an inventor, and he's a two-time recipient in the Clinical Hall of Fame. And I'll go into some of the patents just now, but David Schmidt in 2001 was working on technology for the Defense Force, for the US Marines. And he was working on a fin for a submarine, which does not have an actual physical fin, but works on a circular motion. And then, as we know, the 9/11 happened, and all that budget and all the money went into the defense for the USA. So David Schmidt had a light bulb moment. He was sitting in his car in Georgia, Atlanta, and he came up with the idea of using this type of technology to stimulate your own stem cells. So he kicked his child out of the bedroom and turned that into an office, and worked in his garage for 2 years to work on this technology, and didn't know whether it was going to work or not, and put the tests forward. And what he thought this product is going to do is exactly what the product did. And from there, started the process and getting the ball rolling from there, and basically launched LifeWave in 2004. That was 19 years ago. But the first 10 years, David Schmidt was putting all the clinical trials and case studies and putting all the patents in place. So the first 10 years was really putting the foundation in place. And, that's something that got my attention when George told me about LifeWave. One of the first questions I asked him was, how long has LifeWave been around? And he said 19 years. And, Scott, one word popped into my mind, the word stability, for a company being around for 1 year shy of 2 decades.
Right.
And, many companies have come and gone. And to be around for that long, it means they're doing something right.
Right. Now, look, I guess one of the pointers as to whether something works is how it grows. Now, before you answer that question, I also just want to say that when I look at what LifeWave does, it's quite revolutionary. But, please tell us about how LifeWave has grown and why, because it is still little known, it offers such a huge opportunity for people who become involved in the actual network side of it.
Yeah. Right. Well, basically, what David, in the beginning, in the launch phase, David was going to go the traditional distribution and marketing route, which would be putting infomercials in place, using traditional TV advertising, print media, internet, putting it onto the shelves of mainly pharmacies and health stores. And you can only get so far, because if you've got a sleeve like this just sitting on a shelf in a pharmacy, this is not going to jump out and really tell you what it does. It's going to cost a fortune to get this type of information out there. So what actually happened was in 2002, David Schmidt was having coffee with a doctor, and he was telling the people about the doctor about the patches, and he said, whoa, you got to meet another friend of mine, another doctor. Ended up meeting him for coffee as well, and then after having that meeting, that he was recommended to go meet somebody else. And long story short, after about 5 or 6 people, he ended up 3 weeks later in California in front of the USA Olympic swimming team, and ended up patching the USA swimming team.
Wow.
And in 2004, and in 2004 is when they won all the gold medals.
So they beat the Aussies.
They beat everybody.
Now that sounds a little bit sus, if I can put it that way, using these patches to beat the other competitors. Anyway, so go ahead.
So that was the original product called the Energy Enhancer.
Right.
And it made them perform. And they won a lot of gold medals. So what happened with the Olympic committee, they actually held those gold medals back, and they put them forward for doping and said, hang on, what are you guys doing? So what they did was they sent the patches into the anti-doping committee to go and test them, and said, there's nothing, because nothing is coming into your body. There's nothing coming into your body. And said, no, you can have the gold medals. And that was Michael Phelps when he won the gold medal in 2004 at the Olympic Games. And so from there, David Schmidt thought to himself, he would never have got himself in front of the Olympic team if it wasn't for word of mouth. So that's where he did extensive research, thinking, how is the fastest way to get this product into the marketplace in front of people? And that is people sharing it with people. Did a lot of extensive research in the network marketing industry and decided to put the product into the network marketing structure. And so from that point onwards, LifeWave is now in 84 countries around the world, and is basically getting ready to hit its tipping point since the launch of X39, because the X39 was only launched 3.5 years ago. And this is what we call the Holy Grail. This is the flagship product that is, like you said earlier, it's like the miracle patch that just helps with everything. So in 2020 and 2021, LifeWave's turnover was just short of $30 million US. And last year, 2022, LifeWave did $300 million turnover. Now, you and I both know what's happening to most companies after COVID. Most companies are closing down. And I don't know many companies that are 10xing their turnover after COVID. So we're getting ready to hit that exponential growth curve because of what this product is doing for people.
Yeah, just go through those figures again. Just how's the growth gone again?
10x in the last year and a half. In 2020 and 2021, the company did just shy of $30 million turnover. Last year, the company did $300 million turnover, and is projected to do $1 billion turnover in 2025. So
wow,
really in the right place at the right time with the right product.
So what you're saying is that someone who gets in now can build a huge network behind them because we're getting in early.
Massive. You know, one of the biggest things is that got my attention, which ticked all the boxes, is the patents. Now, you know, you think about a company that's got a handful of patents, 2 or 3 patents, or maybe 20 patents. LifeWave has got 133 international patents. Now, like I said, that ticked all the boxes for me because my background for the last just over a decade, I come from the children's toy industry. I designed and put a South African patent on my product that I sold. And I did an application to do an international patent.
Oh, it's expensive.
And you're looking about, oh, my goodness, I nearly fell off my chair. About $1 million.
Yeah, it is.
Patent.
It is.
Holy crap. That is insane.
You know, I actually took out a provisional patent back in 1993 for online shopping. And this is pre-internet, pre-online shopping. I had the whole concept as you use it today. I actually set it out. Just to put in that provisional patent cost $3,000. And then I went back to the patent guys and I said, okay, what's the next step? And they said, well, now you have to actually, once that provisional patent has been approved, you then have to go through getting patents in countries, etc. And the costs are millions of dollars. But that's not the kicker. The kicker is that people like Microsoft and Google and other companies that want to use, and eBay who want to use online shopping, the concept, will challenge your patent. And you've got to take up lawyers to actually defend your patent in court. And of course, I'm just a little guy, and I said, forget it, I can't do it, I'm going nowhere with this. Now, one thing I know with the patents is that before you can actually get a patent, you've got to show that the patent you're applying for actually has something positive for society. It's got to have a proven outcome. So those patents basically confirm that X39 and the other products actually do work.
You spot on there, Scott. You are spot on, and that's because of me having applied for patent. Provisional patent that cost me $10,000. So I know, and it's got to prove, because by law, to get a patent, it has to do what you're saying the product does. So there's 133 patents, and
wow.
What's so amazing about that is this is a network marketer's dream come true. I haven't been in the network marketing industry for 23 years. I did spray vitamins 25 years ago. I was 22 years old. and never been in the industry before, and built massive teams at a very young age. And then from there, I went out of the industry. I went into direct sales for 10 years, and then obviously my own business for 10 years. And it's just amazing. It's like my life has done a full 25-year circle, and I feel like I'm back doing what I'm meant to be doing, which is my true calling, and that is making a difference and helping people. And what I love is, every industry, doesn't matter what you're doing, there's always the element of competition, where, I mean, competition is healthy, but when you talk about this industry, it's very high quality products always, but you're always competing in the way of my powder is better than your powder because mine's got this and yours hasn't got that, or my tablet is better than your tablet, or this juice and that juice. What is very different with LifeWave, this is literally in a league of its own. You've got a product that works, it's scientifically proven that it works, and it's got no competition. No competition.
Yes.
And we are just about getting ready to get started. So we're at the beginning of the crest of the wave, which is so exciting. And like I said,
very
over
exciting.
84 countries.
Yeah,
84 countries.
Now look, Petruza said patents for which products? It patches only one product. What don't I understand? And before you respond, Lucinda Campbell said patents across board for all products from the nanocrystals composition to the functionality and design. Is there anything you'd like to add to Petruza's question?
I think Lucinda actually covered that quite well there. There are so many different spheres when it comes to a patent, from the application to the design to the functionality to you name it. So the X39 is, like I said, it's the flagship product, and there are supportive products that are also part of the range. And there you've got about there's about another nine products. So each one has got a patent on that as well. And with that application, you might have a duplication from a design point of view, but each application has to be filled in separately. So it's protected across the board.
Now, Estelle Pino said, I am in need epilepsy and lupus. Please need information about that, please. Do you know if the patches help repair lupus and epilepsy?
I actually saw a video clip about a month and a half ago where it has helped somebody with epilepsy. Because what it does is the moment you get onto the patches, it also helps with the communication with your neuroreceptors in your brain, and that's where a lot of the cause of epilepsy kicks in. My son has got temporal lobe epilepsy, and he's on medication for that. Where yes, epilepsy, you get fits and that type of thing, and yes, people that have been using the patches, it has definitely helped with the epilepsy. And because what it does is, the X39 specifically, like I said, it's like a heat-seeking missile. So what it's going to do is it's going to go into your body, and it's going to go to the area. Your stem cells are clever. They are clever. They know exactly where to go in your body. So you might be saying, oh, my little baby toe is sore and I want the patch to fix my baby toe. But you might not get a result immediately on your baby toe because the stem cells are going to your kidney or your liver or somewhere in your brain, and it's actually going to work in that area first, where we've had very good results with people that have also had Parkinson's disease and strokes, which is all interlinked. So it's absolutely amazing, the results that we've seen so far.
Right. Now, okay, so what we're saying is that not only do the patches work on ailments that you know about, if, for example, your kidneys are under duress or something like that, and you're not aware of that, the stem cells will go to work in that particular area that you don't realize you have a need before they actually go to the lesser ailment areas. And look, that makes sense, because stem cells Look, the whole body is an incredible thing. And Michelle, I'll come back to your question just now about membership fees, which I believe is a one-off. And I actually, just for the record, I actually took the silver package, which meant I didn't pay any membership fees. And it depends whether you come in at the very low end, which you can do just to try it, where there is an admin fee to actually set up your account. But if you come in at, like I did at silver, there are no membership fees at all. But we'll talk about that just now. Okay, so Chris, how many countries is LifeWave in today?
84 countries right now, and they're opening up another 2 countries this year. I think South America is busy getting opened at the moment, and I'm trying to think what the other country. South Korea is busy getting open.
Right. Now, just on a technical aspect, we know that in many countries around the world, therapeutic drugs like ivermectin were literally banned by health authorities when it came to the treatment of COVID. And I'm not going to discuss that little subject here on YouTube because we know where that'll go. But for these patches to be sold in countries like Australia, South Africa, Europe, etc., they would have had to go through some kind of approval process with health authorities, wouldn't they?
Yeah, so it comes into the country under the banner of a health and wellness product, which is non-scheduled. And the FDA, which is your Food and Drug Administration, actually do go to LifeWave every 2 years. And they go to the factory and they go and check everything out. And their recommendation, the FDA, their recommendation to LifeWave was to keep it under the health and wellness umbrella so that it can get distributed among people, sharing with people, as long as the main thing is people not making claims. So I cannot say, you know what, put this patch on and it's going to cure your arthritis, as an example, right? But what I am allowed to say is, and this is scientifically proven, that by putting the patch on, it's going to elevate your copper peptide, and copper peptide has been proven to stimulate and regenerate your stem cells. So you cannot make a type of claim, but what you can, and what we do, is we share real life stories of what the product has done for other people. And, you know, I always say the proof is in the pudding, or we can say the proof is in the patch.
You know what I love about this product, and I need to be really, really clear on this, is that after what happened over the last couple of years, I am very, very suspicious about anything that I have to take. I don't take any drugs. I don't take pills for anything. I apologize. Yes, I do. I take a pill a day for my macular degeneration, and that's actually a very good product. But apart from that, I don't take anything. I haven't seen a doctor in 6 years. I don't trust doctors. I haven't had an injection. I haven't had a vaccine. I'm a pureblood because I don't trust big pharma, and that's why the non-invasive nature of these patches, to me, is the kicker, because you're not putting anything in your body. You're not compromising your body. What you're doing is you're using a technology to stimulate the stem cells inside your body that have gone to sleep, basically. And I think by the age 60, there are very few stem cells still active. So as you use these patches for a longer period, more stem cells actually kick in, and that obviously helps your overall health. Is there something I've missed there, or you'd like to add on?
Yes, I actually want to talk about the endorsement of stem cell technology and peptide technology.
Right.
We've all heard of a gentleman by the name of Tony Robbins.
Yes.
Very well-known gentleman that has written many motivational books. He's a motivational trainer. And a couple of years back, he actually had, he tore his shoulder, and he actually went for the stem cell injections. And he was one of the lucky ones where he actually did get results. And like I said earlier on, you've got about a 50% chance of the actual injections working. And he wrote his new book. Here it is over here. It's called Life Force by Tony Robbins. He wrote his new book a year ago. He launched it. And on chapter 2 and chapter 3, he talks about stem cell technology, and he talks about peptide therapy, which is absolutely amazing. I actually got one of my my distributors, which is actually in communication with Tony Robbins's people. So who knows, one day we'll have Tony Robbins one day standing up on a stage patching. How cool will that be?
Yeah, and look, that's one heck of a book. You know, these guys don't write little pamphlets, do they?
Tell me about it. How many pages is this book?
About 600.
626. Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. All right. So, and Tony Robbins is a very well-known author and public speaker. Now, how much... This is really where we get to the nitty-gritty. We've talked about the benefits. How much do these patches cost? And when we compare the big pharma stem cell injections option, tell us the disparity between costs and effectiveness of these two different medical applications.
I'm glad you asked the question that way, because it's always so important to have a reference point. And, you know, when David Schmidt was talking about putting the pricing together, the X39, 3.5 years ago, they were talking about $400 to $500 US dollars per sleeve of patches. Okay, that's not what it costs. But, you know, just to go back to the injections, you're looking at anywhere between $500,000 to $100,000 for a set. $500,000 to $100,000 for stem cell injections.
Wow.
And I mean, that is hellishly expensive. But what you got to keep in mind with injections, it's focused to one area only. So that's where it's going to work on.
Yeah.
Where with the patches, this is where it goes into your entire body, which is so different. There's a gentleman by the name of Harvey Solis. He is a gentleman that lives in New Jersey in the USA. And him and his wife, their son by the name of Alex, has got autism. He's 8 years old. He was 8 years old last year. And last year, they flew their son to Mexico twice to get stem cell injections. And the cost was $22,000 US dollars. $22,000. And guess what? It wasn't working. Wasn't doing anything. So a friend of theirs by the name of Mark contacted them in July last year, and said, Harvey, we've got something we want to share with you that we want you to try on your son. And they laughed and said, $99? Guys, we spent $22,000. You're telling me $99 is going to work? And then they discussed it and thought, you know what, we've got nothing to lose. And they got their son, 8 years old, Alex, onto the patches. And after 3 weeks, he was able to get onto the swing on his own. He was able to get onto the Peloton bicycle on his own, which he was not able to do. The changes that it's made in this child's life, he's already starting to talk and starting to interact and communicate properly. And this is only 8 months in. So you can just imagine Harvey and Olga, they are just literally sharing this with the world. Sure. And they are one of our upline leaders that give us guidance and help us and give us training. We've got so much help and support which is so absolutely amazing, so amazing.
Yeah. Now look, just you mentioned $99 for a sleeve. Now, it's important that people know that there are 30 patches in each sleeve, and
that's right.
The patch can be applied over 2 days, so it's almost like 2 months of having that type of photogenic that technology. I probably haven't got the word quite right. That technology. Yeah. So you've got like 2 months of repair of stem cells for $99, which works out to about $1.50 per day, which is not bad when you consider the benefits you're getting for the patches that you have. Now, the other thing that I think we need to tell people is that there are 2 key places that you put these patches. And when we spoke earlier about this, you said, and you showed us the back of your neck, and the other one is about 2 fingers below your belly button on your tummy. And do you want to explain to people why those are the 2 critical areas to place patches?
Yeah, that's where the clinical trials and the studies were done, and that's where your main nerve endings are on your body. And a very important thing as well is increasing your water intake, because that helps with the communication with the cells and helps with the frequency going through throughout your body. So very important to drink a lot of water. So the products are manufactured with a life efficiency of about anywhere from about 16 up to about 16 hours. So, what we do is, us South Africans, we squeeze every little bit of juice that you can out of a patch. There's no ways we're going to get, shortchanged and get 8 hours of patch. We're not going to throw this patch away. There's still another couple of hours of patch still left in here.
Yeah.
So we really stretch it out with the patches. So, traditionally we're talking about 12 hours on and 12 hours off. So if you have used the patch, let's say you stretched it over maybe 16 hours, then it would be recommended to put a brand new one on that place. But you can use the patch in another area of your body. So you can use more than one patch at a time. So I'll give you an example with myself. I started getting like this rashes on my feet, and they're like little bumps that started coming in, a bit of inflammation and swelling. And I went to the doctor and I got cortisone cream, 2 batches of cream. They gave me tablets, didn't work. I put oils on, nothing took it away. So what I was doing is I took the patch that I wear for the day, my brand new one, I'll take it off. Then the next day I put a new one on here, but then I take this patch and then I would put it on my feet. So I've got 2 patches on at the same time.
Right.
And literally after 3 weeks, the redness is gone, the swelling has gone down. Wow. And those little bumps are not raised anymore. So that's what I'm busy doing at the moment. And you can also use the patches on animals. So a lot of people use their patches, the second day patches. You can use it on yourself, but a 3rd day would not be recommended. So what you do is then take the patch and then you can actually use it on your pets. You can put it on the animals. You basically lift their hair up, you slide it in between the hair and you let it go down, or you put it behind their collar, and it helps animals as well.
Wow. Yeah, well, that makes sense. Now, we had the example of Marlena, the testimonial, where she's just had the patches now for 2 days, and her pain has been dramatically reduced, and the inflammation around her knees has just disappeared. And I believe that she uses 2 patches, one on each knee, so that the concentration is where the pain is, and that's worked extremely well for her. So, how long do the patches take to work, and what ailments do they help with?
Well, that's a very interesting question, Scott, because everybody's body is different. You've lived a certain lifestyle. You've depending on what your whether you exercise, your eating habits, you name it. So everybody's body is different. So some people, you get what we call a one-patch wonder. I've seen it where people have got pain, and we've literally put the patch on them, and within 2 to 3 minutes, the person's pain has actually dissipated, disappeared right in front of our eyes. I look at my mom as an example. It took 3 weeks for her pain to go away. People that I know that have had arthritis for 10 years, people are coming back and saying they felt something. Every day they can feel it, but it can take up to 4 to 6 weeks for the pain to disappear. But when you focus it on a specific area, so as I mentioned, you put it behind your neck or below your belly button, you can take the patch and actually put it in the pain area, because you're going to be targeting that area, but it's still going to be working throughout the rest of your body. So, what we did with Marlena, I'm blown away. My mind is actually blown away because, when I got to Marlena, she came to open the garage and I could see how she was struggling, really, really struggling to walk. And I said to Marlena, this is going to help you. And I could see she was a bit skeptical, kind of going, yeah, right, Chris, whatever. You don't understand the pain I've had and for how long I've had the pain for. And I said, all right, come, lift your pants up. Got the knees, and I put the patches onto her knees. And so that was the X39 that we put basically right just above the knee, right at the top, right? The kneecap. So you got the kneecap just above. Then, like I said, we've also got the supplementary products, which the one is called LifeWave, which is one of the supplementary support products, which is one of the cheaper products. And what we did was we put that on as well. That is for extreme pain. So what we did was we did a bit of a shock treatment on her knees. So the LifeWave one, specifically for the pain, you're not going to use for long. That is just to initially shock treat and take the pain away, and that you're going to use for maybe a week or two. And then you can actually stop using that one, because that's given the X39 enough time to go in and do the work that needs to get done.
Right. Okay. Now, how many products are there that are marketed or distributed by this company? And when it comes to the marketing, I'll ask that as a separate question. So how many products and how do these products work? Because Marlena says, ask Chris to explain why I use X39 and LifeWave patches and how I walked with him today in the mall.
I actually couldn't believe what I was seeing. I could not believe it. When I saw Marlena on Monday, that she could hardly walk, and I went to go see Marlena this morning, and I took her to the shops. She walked to the car. She was able to get into the car and lift her legs up on her own. And she was walking. We walked through the mall, and I was just shaking my head. I actually looked at her and I said, Marlena, I actually cannot believe that you are the same person, that she's able to walk and has taken the pain away. This is after 4 days. Well, today's day 5, so it's actually 5 days. She drank, I told Marlena that she needed to increase her water intake, which she did. So the two products that we did for Marlena is obviously the X39, the main flagship one, which reactivates your stem cells, right? But then the LifeWave one, that's one that we put on her knees for the extreme pain. But then the rest of the product range, there's 12 products in total. So X39 is the base, it's your foundation, it's the holy grail. That is the one that you need to be on, right? Everything else is secondary, it's your add-on. So there's ones for the extreme pain, like I mentioned. There's one for weight management called SP6. There's the one called X49, which is for bone mass and muscles and helps
People
with
who use
sports
the gym.
people. A gym, and your recovery is a lot quicker and gives you stamina.
Yeah.
There's the one called here it is here, the energy enhancer. I've got this over here. There we go, energy enhancer. Now, I've only used this probably 1, 2, 3, 4 times I've used this. So this is not something I'm going to use every day because I've already got elevated energy because of the X39. But sometimes when I've got like a hectic day coming up and I've got to be at like peak performance, I put the energy enhancer on, and it's not like having a Red Bull. You know, if you drink like 1 or 2 Red Bulls, it kind of gives you the spark and you like vibrating. You're like, oh my goodness, you just hit the spark, you got energy, and then 2 hours later you hit this valley and then you're kaput. What this does is it's like a natural elevation of energy in the way of every 10, 15 minutes, you feel the energy notching up. By an hour later, you've got this natural energy, which the only way I can describe it is the way I felt when I was a kid, when I was, 10, 12 years old, having that natural energy. And it just keeps you at this beautiful bandwidth, and it doesn't drop you. It's the most amazing feeling.
Now, just on that point, if you're wearing 2 patches, you got the one behind your neck. Where do you put the other one? On your tummy?
The energy enhancer, I put it on your arms. There's many different places that you can put it. When you get the product, it comes with a little booklet. So the X39 will show you where to put. Here we go. This is what a little booklet looks like.
Right.
So the X39 is those 2 places, and then, for example, here's one of the other supplementary products, and it'll actually show you different areas on your body where they recommend to put it.
Right.
So here's the energy enhancer. And over here, it shows you the different places, and there was the
on your arm. Yeah, right.
And that's where I decided to put it. And you can put it on your shoulders, you can put it on your legs. So there are instructions, and it tells you where to put them.
Now, if the patch when you wear it on the second day doesn't stick properly, can you use sellotape or a Band-Aid or something to hold it in place?
We used a Band-Aid before, and then what we did was we went to Dischem, that's a pharmacy, and you get that gauze, that like, what tape is it called? Like the medical tape, the 3M medical tape, and you just tear that and you can stick it on over.
Okay, to hold it in place.
Yeah. And then here's the sleepy one.
Silent nights. Okay, anyone who suffers from insomnia, there's your answer. Now, just
let me
Chris,
tell you,
that those other ones are actually less expensive than X39, aren't they? Can you tell us what Silent Night, for example, costs?
Yes. Well, let me first go back to the pricing of all of them.
Sure.
So yes, the X39, we've got retail prices and we've got wholesale prices. So if somebody wants to purchase it and just buy it and they just want to give it a try, an example is the X39. The retail price is $149 for a sleeve. And that's plus you've got to, whatever country you're in, you've got to add your GST, your tax and then the GST and whatever the delivery is in your country. Then if you decide you want to register and you become a member to purely get the product on wholesale. So there's two places for people with LifeWave where you can decide, you know what, I like what I see and I'd like to buy the product at the wholesale price. You register with a link and you can purchase whenever you want to at the cheaper price, which then takes the X39 to only $99, plus obviously GST and shipping. Then the rest of the product range, the retail price is normally $79 for a full sleeve, 30 patches, where the wholesale price then goes down to $69 for one of the supplementary patches, sleeves. If you order 2, it drops down to $59, and if you order 3, the one sleeve goes right down to only $49 for a sleeve of patches.
Right. Now, I should just let everybody know that when I saw how Marlena had responded to these patches, it was a no-brainer. I joined up. I'm in a network team. My network is called Loving Life TV, and you'll actually see the link below this video. If you want to become part of that team, please do so. Just click on that link and you'll automatically be in the Loving Life Network team. And, you know, this is a product that we are going to be promoting. We're going to be having testimonials on a regular basis on Loving Life TV. So it's going to become a very effective medium to promote those people who join our team, become part of our network. And of course, you get the wholesale prices, so there are huge benefits there. And the other thing I would say is that we are setting up a Facebook page. We're going to have that done professionally, so we'll be having other forms of social media that the team can use to actually market and develop their own business. And look, talking about this, the thing that really blew me out of the water is you've been involved with LifeWave now for about 4 months, Chris.
That's right, yes.
How much are you earning per month from LifeWave through your team now?
Well, the cool thing is you get paid weekly. Wow. It is so awesome. It is so awesome. It's absolutely amazing. This is a concept where you earn while you learn, and there is a beautiful support structure in place. Anybody that joins as part of the team, we put you onto a WhatsApp group. We have presentations every Wednesday, and we do trainings every Thursday, and we teach people in the team what to do and how to share the product. But before I go into that, you know, what I love about LifeWave is it is product-led. It is product-driven. And what's so interesting is I'd say 95% of the people that I've shared the concept to, I spoke about the product. And the business side follows organically and naturally on its own.
Yeah.
Which is so beautiful. I'll give you an example. A lady that lives in Pietermaritzburg, she saw my Facebook post in probably about the middle of January and said, Chris, I've been suffering from lower back pain for about 10 years. Will the X39 work? I said, well, you know what? Let me get a sleeve of patches to you, put them on and give it a go. And I had a sleeve with me. So I said to her, I've got the sleeves here. I can send it to you now. She paid the full $149 plus VAT, and I shipped it down to her. I took it to Postnet. And she sent me a message about 3 weeks later and said, Chris, my lower back pain is 75% gone. I'd like to order some more. So I said, Debbie, I've got an idea. Let me give you my join link, and then you can actually buy it at wholesale. So Debbie said to me, but I don't do those network things. I said, no, you don't have to. I'm just giving you my link so that you can buy it at wholesale. So she purchased the product. She got it at wholesale price. And about 3 weeks ago, Debbie sent me a message saying, Chris, where do I get my join link that I can share with other people? And I said, but I thought you don't do these. You don't do networks? He goes, no, but Chris, this is different. This is different. And because it is different, because it's a product that's working, which is so amazing. So, yeah, it's product driven, which I absolutely love. Absolutely love it.
Okay, fantastic. Now, look, we've pretty well covered everything here. I would just say to people, look, if you've got any questions about the product, contact myself or Marlena. And Our email addresses are actually at lovinglifetv.com, so you can just go there. I'm the host. Marlena looks after the live streams. But look, this is a product that not only can it help you personally, but financially, by being part of a network and speaking to friends and helping them and their health, you can actually start earning an income, which means that you can start getting the patches at no cost at all because of the income that you earn. So it's actually a very, very exciting concept.
Oh, I didn't answer your question. You asked me, what am I earning? I forgot to tell you.
Yes, I was scared to. Go ahead.
So over the moon. Okay, so like I said, I'm just four months in, and I just basically told all my friends, everybody that I know about the patches, and the people were joining, they're getting on the patches, they're sharing it. We're building beautiful teams together, and I'm earning just on $1,000 a week.
Wow!
US dollars a week. Passive income already. A week.
Now, Chris, when you came back from Frankfurt a couple of years ago after that horrible entrapment that you went through, you were like most people, pretty much on the bones of your bum, weren't you, because of what had happened? But that's completely turned around now.
Yeah, because just before that was in January 2020 when I was stuck at the airport. But what had happened in 2019, like I said, I was running my own children's toy company for 10 years, and then COVID kicked in, and companies stopped buying toys. So yes, I was one of those COVID victims, and my toy company closed down. So yes, I was looking for something else to do, and there's when I got into commodities. That's where I met Dion, where we were working together with commodities being silver and gold.
Yeah.
And then cryptocurrency caught my attention, and I did my course. I know how crypto works. I've done some crypto trading, and there was a company called MTR, which was
you got caught with MTI.
Yep. I went and put my money into MTR, and I tell you what, I was like, oh my goodness gracious! Now that's got, it makes me so disappointed, because something like that tarnishes the network marketing industry, which makes me so angry, because the network marketing industry has been around for over 100 years. It is it's the most amazing industry in the world, because it's a level playing field for everybody, and it's become a proper profession. But it's just the people that were running it. Something crazy went on there. We can talk about that for hours. But long story short, when I was in the USA visiting my children, that is when MTR came to a standstill. I got wiped off the planet, financially wiped out. I got to the USA a millionaire. Well, I can actually say the word multi, because we're talking in rands. So it was.
Hang on. That's cheating.
That's cheating. So I landed in America. Man, I was like on top of the world. I thought, my goodness, how does life get any better than this? And then the bombshell, and then just the cherry on top was getting stuck at the airport. So my life had totally, literally collapsed. I thought, oh my word, what am I going to do with my life? And for the past basically a year and a half, I was helping co-create a gifting community, like a massive global stokvel, because that's my passion in life, is to help people just to generate money. Because after COVID, people have lost their jobs left, right, and center, and people are looking for something just to put food on the table. And that's when I got burnt out end of last year, totally burnt out. I had the oxygen mask on everybody else's faces but myself. So a very big lesson I learned there. But now with LifeWave crossing my path, I think what's so beautiful is we can help people with their health. Shit, I didn't realize how sick people are out there. Yeah. People are suffering from so many different illnesses and ailments. And to be able to help people with their health, and then the double whammy is helping people with their wealth, which is so amazing, which I think this is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Loving this, really loving this.
Now, look, I just want to say to people who are unfamiliar with network marketing, because a lot of people are and rightly so, have their reservations about this concept. But even if you have reservations, if you become part of the network, you get wholesale prices. You don't have to go out and market to friends if you don't want to.
Correct.
You just get the benefit of the lower price, and that's going to save you a lot of money over periods of time. So just consider the health benefits, and then later down the track, maybe a year down the track, you think, geez, I'm hearing that some people in this network have got or earning a huge amount of money. I'm missing out. I want to be part of this. Then you can say, okay, I'm already in the network. How do I actually now start getting people underneath me? So, just don't even think about the network aspect of it. Just think of it being a lower price to pay for the product. That's the big thing.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, now look, Chris, I think we've pretty well covered everything. Is there anything else you want to say that we perhaps have not covered?
Let's have a look. No, I've actually covered absolutely everything. But what I forgot to do is right in the beginning, I should have quickly read the disclaimer to protect myself and to protect LifeWave. So I'm going to quickly read it now.
Yeah, read it.
I will. Okay. My name is Chris Hattingh.
Hello, Chris.
I'm an independent brand partner of LifeWave. A. LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. Always consult a qualified health provider before embarking on a new treatment, product, or diet. And LifeWave is not to be used for pregnant women. There we go. Ta-da!
Okay. Now, there's a very important point you raised there, that pregnant women should not use the patches while they're pregnant. Okay.
Correct.
Well, women should not use the patches while they're pregnant. Because obviously, if it's a pregnant woman, you don't have to say it the second time. Okay. I'm just too excited.
I like the way we say pregnant woman. We could say a pregnant individual, because only women can actually be pregnant, but we still say a pregnant woman.
You're now using nouns. You've got to be careful, mate. You're starting to talk you're trying to walk on certain ground that we don't want to raise here. That's for sure. All right, buddy. Look, I have got a couple of little questions which I didn't ask you during. Shivesh has said, please ask Chris if he felt any funny feelings when taking the patch. In other words, like just a tingling or anything like that.
Yes. That means if you're feeling tingling, it means it's activating, it's doing something. So you would get initially, well, like I say, not everybody. The tingles you would probably get for maybe half a day, which is a very good thing, because it means it's doing something. And other people haven't felt any tingles. So yes, tingles are totally normal. It means that it is doing something.
Right. Now, earlier in the piece, Michelle Mullard asked a question. She said, why will we need to pay tier membership to sell this product? I think we've actually answered that, because just from a personal perspective, Michelle, I became a silver member, which meant I bought 3 sets of patches, because I'm determined to get rid of my macular degeneration. But because I bought 3 sets and paid silver, I paid no membership fees at all. And that is actually the most popular way people join with this product, because you also get the patches at a slightly reduced price. And but if you want to come in at the basic level, there is a small admin fee of $25.
That's right.
On top of that, you pay $99 for the patches. You've got to add VAT in South Africa on top of that, and of course then postage. But that membership fee or admin fee is a one-off. You don't pay it the second time. And
that's correct.
And then you become part of the network. So it's a one-off fee only if you go for the lowest tier, and the other tiers there's no admin fee.
It would be like joining a gym. If you join a gym, you've got an upfront membership fee. That's every gym in the world works like that. So so that's to handle, like you say, to handle the admin and the whole back office structure. The back office is one of the most user-friendly back offices I've ever seen. It's like a Rolls Royce.
Right.
So that $25 is a once-off admin registration fee, and that is the bronze kit, which is the $125. And then, as you said now, Scott, the most popular one is the silver kit, which is $299, and that waivers the $25 registration fee, but that gives you 3 sleeves of the X39.
Now, just on those 3 sleeves, each one has got 30 patches, which is 90 patches, and then you can use them for 2 days. So I've actually got 6 months worth of patches for that $299.
Basically, it's like less than a cup of coffee, a cup of coffee a day, cappuccino.
to get great health benefits. It's fantastic. All right, Chris, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a great evening. And okay, fantastic. All righty, take care, and we'll speak to you soon. And I'll see you on the WhatsApp group, on Network WhatsApp group. Okay, cheers, mate.
Awesome. Thanks, Scott. Cheers, bye, guys. Bye.
Okay, guys, that was Chris Hattingh, and we were there talking about this amazing LifeWave product called X39 and the other supplementary products that they do. I've, as I said earlier, I'm totally embedded in it. I think it's fantastic. I've seen how it's helped Marlena, and Clive says extremely interesting. Thank you, Scott and Chris. Have a great day. Well, thanks, Chris. Clive. Now, just in wrapping up, on Monday evening at 8 p.m. Johannesburg time, we've got a very, very disturbing topic to talk about, and it's about the banking system in South Africa and how the big banks have been involved in money laundering. We're going to be talking about how these liquidation companies, after your business has been foreclosed, how many of them are very questionable. We look at what happened to Mr. Cloutey and his son, who were basically assassinated on the N1 while I was actually in South Africa, and they were liquidators, and because apparently they were involved with Bosasa and they were uncovering stuff that reflected badly on the ANC government, the hit group was sent out to take them out, which they did. And we're going to be covering these topics on Monday night with a couple of insiders in the industry. So please come and join us. Monday night, 8 p.m. Johannesburg time. We'll be talking about what's going on in the banking system in South Africa. Now, to go out of this live stream, I'm going to play a good old Afrikaans song called Op Ons Rots. Enjoy. Here we go.
Ons loop hand aan hand op goue warm sand, so baie wat ek wil hê, so baie dit brand. Ek staan op my rots met golwe wat bots. Ons het geen vrees, want hy is in beheer. Ons sien al die planne van goddeloze manne. Ons weet hulle gaan nie wen nie. Dis geskryf soos 'n duif. woorde baie sterk. Dis kragte wat werk. Die gevoel in my hart. Dis vrees wat wil brand. Ons is boere met trots. Met my hand in my bors. Ons ken geen vrees, want hy is in beheer. Ons sien al die planne van goddeloze manne. Ons weet hulle gaan nie wen nie. Dis geskryf soos 'n duif. Ons sal wen, aanhoge, want hy is in beheer. Ons sien wat gebeur. Die leer sal ons nie steen. Kom staan nog 'n keer. Ek is stil, want ek weet hy is in beheer.